Offset sat down on camera and admitted everything. Every mistake. Every betrayal. Every selfish decision he made while Cardi B was carrying his child, alone, in a mansion, crying every single day. And Cardi? She revealed something so raw and painful that even the strongest people watching this are going to feel it. This is not just a celebrity breakup. This is about two people whose love destroyed them both. Stay with me, because this story gets darker before it gets better. Before we dive in, let's set the scene real quick. Cardi B, born in the Bronx, grew up with nothing. No Nintendo. No cable TV. Barely enough food. A woman who planned her entire future in her head since she was 5 years old, and then went out and made every single frame of it real. Offset, born in Atlanta. 1/3 of the legendary Migos, a group that changed the entire way music sounds today. A man who had his first child at 17. These two fell in love. Got married. Built an empire together. 6 kids. Millions of dollars. The world was watching. And then, it all fell apart. But how it fell apart? That is what nobody has fully told you, until now. Let's start with Cardi, because her truth is almost too painful to hear. In a recent sit-down interview, Cardi revealed something that shocked everyone listening. She said, "I felt the love dying. From my end. From his end. I was crying every single day. I fell into the deepest depression I have ever had in my entire life." Let that sink in. This is Cardi B. The woman who claps back at anyone. The woman who built herself from nothing. Crying. Every single day. She tried to walk away. She told herself, no more going back. No more forgiving so easily. But she was sitting alone, in a mansion in Los Angeles, thinking about him every single moment. And then she found out something that changed everything. She was pregnant. Pregnant with their child, while her heart was completely breaking. And what did she do? She took accountability. She apologized. She tried to fix things. But instead of meeting her halfway, Offset took advantage of the moment. His attitude was basically, "See? I knew she would come back." And that is what killed every last bit of love she had left. She said, "While everything was dying, I had a human growing inside me. I kept thinking, what is life going to be without this person?" Alone. Pregnant. Heartbroken. In a mansion that felt like a prison. Now, let's talk about Offset. Because to his credit, he did something very few men ever do. He sat down and told the truth. He said, "I was definitely not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of things I did wrong." But then he went even further. When asked directly what he regrets most, Offset said, "I should have respected her way more. I made bad decisions as a man, like stepping out." Stepping out. That is cheating. And then he said, "We had so much. Our kids to live for. I was being selfish. And I can say that as a man." But here is where it gets complicated. Offset also talked about the pressure. The public scrutiny. The internet making everything worse. He said if he could rewrite everything, he would have kept their relationship completely private. He said, "If I could rewrite the book, it would have never been public. Because when it is public, they are watching everything." The man who should have been her safe place became another source of pain. So what did this actually cost them both? For Cardi, the price was enormous. She had been planning to release her album. An album her fans had been waiting years for. It never came. Why? Because she literally could not function. Could not eat. Could not sleep. Could not create. And while she was going through this private breakdown, the public was coming for her from every direction. Fans demanding music. Haters attacking. Industry people starting problems. She was fighting a war on every front, while falling apart inside. For Offset, the cost was just as real. His marriage became the loudest story about him. Louder than his music. Louder than his art. And then there are the 6 kids, caught in the middle of 2 people who loved each other, and could not make it work. But here is where the story turns. During the worst of it, Cardi was working with Shakira. And she asked her, "How did you survive this?" And Shakira said, "It is going to happen. You will get over this." And slowly, it did. Cardi tried therapy. She went out with friends. She started dating again. She let herself feel, even the scary feelings. And today, she says she feels the strongest she has ever been. Her album is finally coming. She is ready. As for Offset, 4 years sober. Focused on his solo career. Trying to be the father his kids deserve. 2 people. 1 broken marriage. Both trying to rebuild. So here is where we land. Cardi and Offset, 2 of the most talented artists of their generation, gave everything to a love that cost them both more than anyone on the outside could ever see. Cardi gave her mental health. Her album. Her sense of safety. Offset gave his marriage. His reputation. And by his own admission, Cardi's trust. Something he can never get back. But what makes this story different is that both of them sat down separately and told the truth. No PR spin. Just 2 human beings saying, "We were not perfect. We made mistakes. And now we are trying to survive what those mistakes cost us." Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Do you think Cardi and Offset can ever find their way back? Or is this truly over for good? And if you are new here, subscribe right now, because we are covering every single development in this story. Coming up next, we are going even deeper into Cardi's darkest moment, and how she finally found her way back. You do not want to miss it.